Hi Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, Earth signs. This is Athena. If you are new to my channel, I welcome you. Please do subscribe if you feel inclined to do so. This is a timeless video for star seeds, light workers, twin flames, humans of evolved consciousness, higher vibrational consciousness that have been on a spiritual journey for some time now, and that have been able to remove blockages and heal trauma and are here for a purpose and have been nudged towards a different path than the collective. And you're here for a reason. You know that you overstood out. You haven't been quite able to fit into the crowd. And you've just had a different perspective when looking at the collective growing up. You just had a deep understanding, a inner knowing that the way that we treat each other, the way people treat each other, the way people treat the earth, the animals, was just not a way of being. And you couldn't quite understand and put your finger at why. Why do people act this way? Why do people behave this way? And the thing is, this uncharted territory that we're going through with the coronavirus pandemic, it's really lifting the veil. It's lifting what people have kept in secret for so long. It's not in secret so much anymore. The disparities and the adversity and the gap and the difference between the experiences that people experience day to day and how they're each on their own timeline on the same plane here, Earth, is revealed. The thing is, these differences, these disparities have always existed. It just hasn't been so clear. So, what do I mean by this? Well, we were made to believe that if you do X, Y, and Z, you're the cool person. If you say X, Y, and Z, you're the cool person. If you've seen, watched, know these lyrics, movies, etc., you're in. You're the cool person. And the reality is, everybody has been having their own challenges. And it's very evident and clear now, as everybody is in their own hub, in their own space, in their own homes, in their own pods, isolated, quarantined. But people have been dealing with mental illness. They've been burying their emotional wounds. They've been distracted by a busy go and go and go society. Do this, do that, be cool. If you do this, X, Y, and Z, stay busy, stay distracted. Don't worry about your mental health or healing it. Just avoid it, ignore it, suppress it through consumerism, through addictions, through binge watching shows. Don't worry about your financial instability. It'll work itself out. Everybody lives this way. Money doesn't grow on trees. You were born into this. You can't be born out of it. Or too distracted to focus on your physical goals, your physical health, and taking the time to go within to understand where the imbalance is, what needs healing, what needs purifying, and so forth. The same with the spirituality journey for everybody. Don't worry about connecting within and meditating and learning how to listen to your own intuition and connecting with your gifts. None of that is real anyways. I mean, we're just going off of Hollywood media, mainstream programming. To be cool, you gotta be X, Y, and Z. And just pretend. But we know that not everything that glitters is true gold. People have been able to fake their happiness for so long and keep it in the secret, keep it in the unknown. When in reality, they have been having extreme financial hardships. They have been wounded, and their mental health and their emotional health has been deteriorated. And they suffer from anxiety and depression and so many inabilities to be able to make decisions in their life through their intuition, through the power that is within them. But it's all a facade. It's always been a facade. It's always been a mask that they've been wearing out in public. It's something that they can't face. They haven't been able to look in the mirror and face whatever it is that has been bothering them. Now we're all of humanity, all 7 point something billion of us are on the same plane on Earth. And there's a spectrum of being on a high level consciousness and being on a lower vibrational consciousness and everything in between, which is a huge gray area. And the differences and disparities between classes, socioeconomic status has always been there. But this pandemic has really brought many things to light. It can't be hidden anymore. Everybody sees it now. Now that people are quarantined, their mental health problems are arising, their emotional wounds are arising. There's only so much that one can distract itself, him or herself, before they realize enough is enough. Enough is enough. And this is on a subjective, microscopic level. On a macroscopic level, when we look at the whole entire world and the human species, the human race, there's been people that have been in poverty, scavenging for food, that have been in starvation for so long because they're just searching for food. I don't want to call them bottom feeders, but for lack of better words, people that are just waiting for handouts and depend on that and can't seem to know what decisions, what guidance they need to get themselves out of that situation, and they remain stuck there. But that's not why the human race was created. We were all meant to live abundantly because there is abundance enough for everybody. And so just like we're all in the same boat, we're all in the same plane, we're all in the same earth, we're not all experiencing this pandemic in the same way. Some of us are thriving in our homes. Some of us are so disciplined and in routine and have healthy habits, and we've healed and we've done the work to take up one wand at a time and invest in our self-growth, which this is for the star seeds, the Pleiadians, the twin flames, the star seeds. People of high vibration that have had a tower moment previously in their life and took a really hard look at themselves in the mirror, that have decided to put in the work and start healing aspects of themselves because they understand, you understand, I understand, that is not the only way to live. There's actually a better way. There is a way out of this. You don't have to stay trapped. You can see your way out of this. But that's going to take a great deal of strength to be able to walk away from situations and people that do not serve your highest good. And it's going to take a great deal of work and dependability and consistency to stay on this path. Stay on your path And, you know, if whatever shape, way, or form, you've taken a hard look at yourself and you've been able to heal aspects of yourself, and you continue to heal aspects of yourself, I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because that is what humanity needs at this point in time. They need brave, courageous, strong light workers to do this work. And only by us going through our special and unique journeys are we able to gather the strength and the courage and the understanding and the empathy to then be able to have a special place in our heart to be able to reach to people, to the collective, to humanity, and be able to guide them out of this situation. So for some of you, you might be inspired to help people with their mental health, to help people with their emotional health, to be able to help people with their creativity and their talents and their confidence, and give them the skills and the tools that they need so that they can build their own happiness and joy and wish fulfillment. For some of you, you're going to be spiritual gurus that can bring enlightenment to others. For some of you, you're going to be able to give financial advice so people can see their way out of financial poverty. For some of you, you've been able to break away from toxic behaviors, whether that be addictions, relationships, whatever that may look like for you. Whatever your special, unique journey has been thus far, it took a great deal of courage and strength for you to move past these people into your own stage. This is the collective and what they're experiencing right now. This is what you at one point experienced. And your journey was extremely important to experience, because that was the pivotal point in your journey for you to turn around and decide that that is no longer what you wish to experience. And you decided that even though it hurt some people along the way of you moving away from this situation, you had to embrace your own ideas. You had to embrace your spirituality, your spiritual journey. And you had to walk away and break the chains. And you put in the work. And these people now see how fruitful you live now and abundant you are. And if some of you guys are not there, don't worry. As long as you stay consistent on this path and you keep doing the work, you will get there. That's not a question at all. But the thing is, these people that you had to leave behind see you. They know you've done a great deal of work. They know you're abundant. They are experiencing a different timeline shift than you are, completely opposite. But even in that case, even if that is the case and that is the scenario, even if they are unwilling to still give you credit or even ask for help, because I myself am on this journey and I have half of Capricorn on my chart, so I'm half Earth. Even I have to face time with these people that I had to leave behind because we're still connected through my son. And so kind of have to still talk to them. Time is limited of how much we talk to them, but they're still in our lives. And that timeline that they are experiencing is definitely all of this that they've been trying to keep in secret, and they still refuse to come forth and say, hey, it's evident you're abundant. It's evident that you cleared trauma and all the wounds that you were carrying to be in this position. It's evident that you continue to work towards this. But they still cannot even take the decision to be able to come forth and ask for help, ask for guidance, ask for advice. Even though us as starseeds are here to share our truth, to share our ideas, to bring forth messages from the divine to them and light the way for them, at this point in time, they still can't make the decision to acknowledge that and say, hey, thank you for the advice. Now, I did offer just 2 cents, because I know that their mental and emotional well-being and their financial well-being is down in the rut. I know they're struggling to get on a schedule, to keep a schedule, a routine, keep healthy habits. And so my simple advice, which was not even much, we had a conversation, but just the only advice that I offered was like, hey, it's okay if you don't get anything done all day, every day, and this has been happening for some time now. We've been in quarantine for 6 weeks now, at least where I am. I don't know how long you guys have been in quarantine for, but my advice was just, get up and complete 1 task a day. Get up the next day, complete 2 tasks. Get up the next day, complete 3 tasks. And from there, build on it and keep the momentum going and start adding more and more to your routine. Very simple advice. Nothing big and spiritual about it. Just very simple advice. And that alone, the person that was behind, the person I was speaking to, had a smirk on her face as if, saying like, you're really going to give advice to someone older than you? The thing is, age does not matter. Race does not matter. We're all the human race. And the human race is what's experiencing this timeline. And it doesn't matter what race, shape, form, minority or not. Us starseeds can manifest true wish fulfillment. A home where our kids are being homeschooled and they're on top of their stuff and they feel empowered and confident. Their emotions are being acknowledged and they feel emotionally stable. Their mental health is good. There's harmony between this dynamic in our household. There's trust between us. There's long-term sustainability and emotional happiness here. There is no fronting and putting on a mask that everything is good, but behind closed doors, these people are crying, they're in despair, they're not happy, and they have the inability to even know what to do from there. Even though we as starseeds are bringing just something so simple to them, they're still refusing at this point in time to take any kind of advice. And that's okay. That's their free will and that's their choice. But for us starseeds that have stuck to our gut and our instincts and our truths and our thoughts and our ideas, and we've had our reasons of why we wanted to choose this path, and we invested in our self-growth, and we broke away the chains that kept us locked to where we came from. And Creator Source can count that we are dependable on our journey. And we continue to move forward with this journey. Now, whatever that looks like for you, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Like I said earlier, we all have different aspects of ourselves that's going to touch us because we all went through something differently. Or maybe a mixed combination of things. Either way, we're all being called to do something unique to us that we experienced. So for example, when I had my tower moment 4 years ago, and I was very emotionally unstable, I lost control of myself. And I also hit rock bottom financially. So I did become homeless. My son and I became homeless. Now, we weren't on the streets, but we did have to regress and go back and we lived with the father of my son for like a month or two. And then that went downhill and super bad. So we then moved in with my mom, and it was just so clear to me at that point in time how much wounds there were that I had to heal within myself, that came from my environment, that came from my family, from generational. And I don't know if you guys have seen that meme where there's a bunch of matches and then there's one match that's off, like on a different path. And so these matches are burnt, but the following ones are not, because we are the ones that are saying this shit, this trauma, this way of living, this low vibrational way of living is done with. It stops with me. And me moving in with those two families again had to be done so that the delusion of it could have been wiped off and the veil could be lifted and I could see things for what it is. And my rose gold glasses were shattered, and I needed that. I needed that so deeply so that I could gather the strength within myself and say, this shit ends with me. It will not continue to my son. And it took a great deal of courage and strength for me to gather within myself to heal that shadow side of myself and create the stability that we now live in. So your path has been something similar to that, but where I was going with this is that because of my unique path, there's a special place in my heart for homeless people. Because when the health of my son and I was in the hands of other people, we got crumbs. And it made no sense to me because when I was at my all-time high, I gave so generously to these people, to both of these families. I didn't hesitate. They asked and I would give without an issue. But when the roles were flipped, they did not give a shit. They didn't care if we were starving. They didn't care about our mental, emotional, physical well-being. They just cared about what else they could take from us at that point in time. And that's the path of a starseed, of a light worker, is to experience these unique journeys. And this truth that we carry within us of, I don't understand, because in my position, I would help you. But if you were in my position, you would not help me. So why do people treat each other like this? And why do you pretend to be happy when you're really not? You're going through so much shit. And this has been happening for so long. It's just that this pandemic, it's making it more clear, more evident. It's bringing things to the light. They can't hide that shit anymore. You know, if you're still in touch with these people, they can't hide it. It's so evident where their vibration lies. So what Creator Source wants for us moving forward is not only to stay consistent, which I don't doubt you guys will stay consistent on your path, but healing has and looks in many ways, shapes, and form. It's not a linear upward path. You know, we are still humans after all. So some days are good, some days are bad, and we keep moving forward. And we keep moving forward dependably, realistically, over a long period of time. Because this is our calling. This is why we're here. We're that star. We are that shine. We are the new way of showing people what existence can really look like. We are embracing that happiness within us and not pretending to be something we're not. We're not faking it until we're making it. We are in resonance with it, and we are vibrating that within. And this is something that was obviously inspired by the divine, but for all of us, this unique mission that we're on, this unique place that we have in our heart that is in accordance to the journey that we have traveled, that we can then relate to people and we can help them through in whatever shape, way, or form that may look like. Because not only are people financially, mentally, and emotionally unstable, but there's also other people that are starving, where their home is not safe. They experience domestic violence, sexual abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. There's everything in the spectrum. And whatever journey that we've walked on and we've healed from, that holds a very special place in our heart to then be able to go back and help the collective with that. Not everybody's is in a place where they are ready to be helped. I acknowledge that, and that's kind of where people are right now. But this timeline that we're in, this extreme of lifting the veil and them not being able to hide this anymore, is pushing them into the corner in which they're going to have to make that ultimatum. They're going to have to make that decision out of free will still, but out of divine intervention as well, for them to be able to come forth and be, okay, you know what? I see the snakes in the grass. I see that not everything that glitters is gold. I want what you want. I want this purity, divine joy and happiness, harmony, union that you have within yourself and in your home and in your dynamic and with your soul tribe. That's the ultimate goal that we're moving towards. And I know that this is an uneven amount of cards. This is what Spirit wanted to show me for the opposite side of the end, not us. This is us, and this is us moving forward. And I asked for more cards, but legit, no other cards were coming out. So they really just wanted me to end with, at this point moving forward, just have discernment in the choices that you make. I don't doubt that you're not going to continue to be dependable on your path and continue your path, whatever this may look like. And like I said, I would love to hear from it in the comments and connect with you. I'd like to reach out to my soul tribe and gather as many of you into this community and just create the safe space where we can talk to each other and see how we're dealing with our unique journey and move forward like that. I mean, this is uncharted territory, right? This is something that we came to Earth to do together. So the more we can connect and collaborate and help each other through, the better. But at this point in time, what Creator Source has for us as a message moving forward is to stay on your path, stay on your growth, stay consistent, and discern on your day-to-day actions. Is this bringing me closer to my truth? Or is this lusting me back into what mainstream media tells me I need X, Y, and Z to be cool and face a facade of what I'm really not? So that's really all I could get as far as future-wise, but this is just the advice. They wouldn't give me any more cards, so I will take that. And I hope that you are able to gain some clarity, some healing perhaps, shift of perception, whatever it is that you needed at this point in time to help you on your journey. I hope that I was able to deliver this to you. And if you did resonate with this, I would also love to hear from you in the comments. Please do subscribe as well. I would love to have you a part of this community. And of course, this is not going to resonate with every person out there. This I made an intention to connect with the star seeds that have done the work to evolve themselves. So if you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe. There are a lot more videos where this came from. Thank you. I love you. Bye.